Hello guys, my name is Saurabh Tripathi and welcome to the Current Affairs Interceptor YouTube channel. Today is 7th May and we are going to learn very important current affairs for your exams. Which university in India has started offering MBA program which is Masters in Business Administration in association with Harvard University? Is it Lucknow University or Chandigarh University, Rajasthan University or Mumbai University? It is Chandigarh University. Chandigarh University has signed Memorandum of Understanding with Harvard University to provide MBA program jointly. In this initiative, few semesters from Chandigarh University students will get access to the courses of Harvard University, to teaching of Harvard University, and Harvard University is a private university in Massachusetts. Massachusetts is in United States and it was founded in 1636. So under this joint MOU, in this MOU, 1 or few semesters of MBA will be offered by Harvard University, in which students can access the study materials, teachings and various other facilities of Harvard University. But this is one of the great initiative and it is going to help a lot of students who are going to enroll in MBA programs in Chandigarh University. So these are the top 3 rankings, and the top 3 ranking in Asia in top 3 ranking of the world. Please know this, it is very important, and these rankings have been released by QS World Ranking 2024. Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, United States, ranks first in the globe. It is the best university in the whole world, followed by University of Cambridge in United Kingdom, University of Oxford in United Kingdom, and in Asia, Peking University in China ranks first as the best university in Asia, followed by the University of Hong Kong and National University of Singapore and US. So these are the top 3 Asian universities and these are the overall best ranking in whole world. QS ranking, which provides these rankings, known as Quas Corelli Simons, is an education analyst and it is headquartered in London, United Kingdom. And in the same ranking, it has ranked Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Bombay, as the best university in India. So once again, top 3 universities are MIT, University of Cambridge and University of Oxford, and in Asia, Peking University, which is in China, followed by the University of Hong Kong and National University of Singapore. In India, IIT Bombay ranks as first. Who has been appointed as chairperson of Grappling Committee for Jammu and Kashmir? Sania Kadri, Mohit Gupta, Maidhavi Singh or Rohit Goyal? It is Sania Kadri. Sania Kadri has been appointed as our chairperson of Grappling Committee for J&K. So what is grappling? Grappling is a sports just like a kushti. Okay, it is somewhat similar to kushti sport. In this sport, fighting is done until opponent concedes defeat and opponents are controlled without striking. So there is no strike, but somehow opponents are brought down to the floor, and when they concede, the another party is declared winner. Under the grappling sports, multiple sports comes, such as from Brazil and other forms of sports. And the grappling committee for Jammu and Kashmir, Sania Kadri has been appointed as chairperson. Please remember this, it is an important question. Let's have a quick look of important days, just little bit, not more that. We will do it on a daily basis so that you can recall it conveniently rather than providing all the days at once. So once again, April 1, Odisha Foundation Day, also known as Utkala Divasa. As you know, Odisha was earlier known as Utkal region. April 2, World Autism Awareness Day. April 4, International Day of Mine Awareness. April 5, National Maritime Day. April 6, International Day of Sports for Development and Peace. April 7, World Health Day. April 10, World Homeopathy Day. Father of homeopathy, Samuel Hahnemann, who is a German scientist and he was founder of homeopathy, Samuel Hahnemann. April 11, National Pet Day, and April 11, once again, National Safe Motherhood Day. So these are the days for the April 1 to April 11, and we will be covering 10 days at a time. Next will be April 11 to 21 and next time April 21 to 30. Which Maharatna CPSC has got RBI approval to set up wholly owned subsidiary in Gift City, Gujarat. NTPC, ONGC Videsh, REC or GAIL. CPSC, which means Central Public Sector Enterprise, and also known as PSU, which means Public Sector Undertakings. So it is REC. REC, earlier known as Rural Electrification Corporation, and it is now a Maharatna. CPSC is once again PSU, Central Public Sector Undertakings. It comes under Ministry of Power, and the main work of REC is to finance and promote power projects in India. So CPSC got RBI approval to set up wholly owned subsidiary. Subsidiary means the part of the company when company makes a smaller initiative or a smaller part of its own for certain task. It is known as subsidiary. Wholly owned subsidiary means company owns everything of that smaller part of the company. Suppose this is a big company and it has opened a smaller company dedicated for certain task. For example, say this is a XPSU and it has opened a PSU for green energy projects. So it will be subsidiary of it. Sometimes subsidiaries are wholly owned, means this big PSU will own everything of this smaller company, and its subsidiary will open office in Gift City, Gujarat. Gift City stands as Gujarat International Finance Tech City. It is a central business district in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. The purpose is to provide a comprehensive business environment where multiple business entities are present so that individuals, businesses, entrepreneurs and corporations enjoy all the facilities just like we go to supermarket and access to multiple types of items. In a similar fashion, Gift City will provide financial solutions, financial services in that area. REC's wholly owned subsidiary has got RBI's license to operate in Gift City. As we know, REC is a finance and promoter of finance projects, so it is being financial entity. It has got license to operate in Gift City, Gujarat. Which neobanking has acquired NBFC license from RBI? Pi, Jupiter, OneCard or Razorpay? What is neobanking? Neobanking refers to those companies which offer banking services online without offline branch. So these are the extensively focusing on online services, such as all the banking they will provide on web apps, mobile apps or software based banking rather than branch based banking. They offer banking solutions using apps such as on Android and iOS. They will offer websites in which you do almost all of the bankings just by being online rather than having to visit on branch. So they operate in a modern fashion, just online based, compared to the regular bankings which provide branch based banking as well as online banking. India has lots of neo banking platforms. These are the few named, such as Jupiter, FiMoney, Neo, OKR Neo. So once again, recently Neo Banking has acquired NBFC license and from RBI, and it is named as Fi. Sometimes it is also called FiMoney. And what is NBFC? NBFC stands as Non-Banking Financial Corporation. It focuses on credits, loans, investment without banking license. They can't accept deposits. They don't offer regular banking services. Regular banking services, apart from depositing and providing loans, there are lots of facilities. There are lots of things goes on. So they are not regular banks. They provide financials to those sectors who are in needs where traditional bankings are not able to provide. They provide personal loan, home loan, gold loan and various other kinds of loan. So basically they focus on those areas where traditional bankings are not able to provide loans. And NBFC stands at Non-Banking Financial Corporation. As name suggests, these are not the banking entities. They don't do banking like work. They are not the regular banks. They are just providing credits, loans and investment without banking license. So once again, FiMoney, which is a new banking platform, has got NBFC license from RBI. RBI is a Reserve Bank of India. It is headquartered in Mumbai. RBI Governor present is Shaktikanta Das. Which country has recently launched Chang'e 6 lunar probe? Japan, Vietnam, North Korea or China? So it is China. China has launched Chang'e lunar probe, and Chang'e means moon goddess. In Chinese text, it is means moon goddess. Let's have a quickly look about important international SQs. United Nations Organization UNO is headquartered in New York, USA. You just call it UN. World Health Organization, it is headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. International Monetary Fund, it is headquartered in Washington DC, USA. World Bank, it is headquartered in Washington DC. UN Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization UNESCO, it is headquartered in Paris, France. You can associate Paris as headquartered of UNESCO just because Paris has lots of monuments, lots of intricate cultural details, fine arts, literature. So in those scenario, you can relate that UNESCO is headquartered in Paris, France. International Labour Organization, very important. It is in Geneva, Switzerland. Food and Agriculture Organization, Rome, Italy. World Trade Organization, Geneva, Switzerland. International Atomic Energy Agency, Vienna, Austria. Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, it is Vienna, Austria. Which country has recently introduced 100 rupees notes showing Indian territories? So there is a border dispute between India and its neighbor, and the neighbor has introduced 100 rupees notes showing the part of Indian territory at its own, and it is Bhutan, China, Bangladesh or Nepal. It is Nepal. So there is a dispute, there is some misunderstanding between our friendly country, our neighbor country Nepal, and it has shown some parts of Indian territories as its own, somewhere near Kala Pani, and under its own 100 rupees notes, and it is Nepal. India and Nepal offers visa-free travel to citizens. There are lots of cooperation. There is people-to-people current. What is the rank of India in World Press Freedom Index? 112, 117, 149 or 159? So it is 159. India was earlier ranked at 161 in 2023, and it is ranked at 159 in 2024 in World Press Freedom rank. Many democratic countries such as in Europe, Norway, Switzerland, Finland, these ranks at very high. So it is an annual report, Reporters Without Borders, and it assesses risks, ease which journalists are able to report freely and independently. These are the scales: good, satisfactory, problematic, difficult and very serious. So India falls under difficult zone. Reporters Without Borders, India ranks 161 out of 180 countries. Now it ranks 159 out of 180 countries in 2024. Please remember this, very important. Norway ranks first, Sweden ranks second, and Denmark ranks at third globally. So these are the best countries where reporters are freely able to report throughout the country without any restriction, without or any other threats. Reporters are free and independent in these countries. Eritrea, please remember this, is the worst country when it's come to reporting journalists. Sometimes in option you will be shown that Afghanistan it is worst country. Sometimes you will be shown that it is Somalia, it is the worst country, but it is not this year. Please remember this, it has changed. Eritrea is now the worst country for the journalist, and it can be asked in exams. World Press Freedom Index, WPFI, is read by RSF. RSF is Reporters Without Borders, and it is a French NGO founded in 2002 to independently assess the journalism and media status all over the world. UNESCO Guillermo Cano World Press Freedom Prize was given to which nation journalist? Palestinian, Israeli, African or Mexican? So it is Palestinian. Palestinian, especially in Gaza. So Gaza journalists were awarded UNESCO Guillermo Cano World Press Freedom Prize Award, and it was given for the photography of sufferings caused by Israel and Palestine war. This award was established in 1997. It shows risks journalists face while reporting. It is named after Colombian journalist Guillermo Cana Lasaja, who was assassinated while reporting for war against drug. Apart from the prize, there is also a cash prize of 25,000 USD, and this year this award was given to Palestinian journalist in Gaza. So these were today's current affairs. If you have any doubt or any feedback, please let me know in comment section. I will answer your doubts. I will implement your feedbacks and keep building yourself layer by layer, and you will be at top at one day. Try to learn current affairs in your own manner. Try to associate it in your own manner. When you see MCQs, when you see something here, just take a moment and ponder and try to connect it in your own manner. Try to make it interesting so that you can recall in a better manner. It's all about learning and recalling. Learn everything from here, then give quizzes and record it. Keep doing your best. Do not get demotivated. Do not get distracted. Stick to your schedule. Stick to your study routines. Have faith in your studies. Have faith in yourselves, and more importantly, have faith in higher power. If you enjoyed this session, please like this video and please subscribe to this channel so that you can get timely videos. And I will promise to you that I will work harder every day to bring you the best possible current affairs every day, so that it can help you in your exams in a real manner. So these were today's current affairs. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day.